Good afternoon, everybody, or morning. Some places in Australia. Uh,
The
look at him
Phantom
flexing the muscles
Slurper.
and stuff. I wish I could have muscles. I don't have any either. Yeah. So right now, both Facebook pages are down. Grizzled and my Tell It Like It Is are down. My personal Facebook page is still streaming, so that's good, I think. And I'm pretty sure Rumble is up too. So we're good to go. Welcome everybody. Um, This is our final week broadcasting as we are now. There'll be a slight change come next week. Um, so just be on the lookout for that. It is finally here. The reboot of the Savage Patriots is going to take place next week.
Yes.
Um,
Sweet.
hope you guys are doing well. Yeah, YouTube is acted up too because no one got my notification this morning, and YouTube was going up and down and all kinds of things. And I think that was because of Mr.
China.
Biden. Yeah. We don't want nobody talking about the State of the Union, people. I'm telling you now.
China.
He don't want nobody doing it. So I'm gonna make sure I do my own to like the video. See, I'm watching it right now. So there we go. Balloon, balloon floating. We had a. It was a live action Up movie. That's what it was. It was live action Up. We there was an old crotchety man, right? Biden and balloons. It was Up.
From an Asian source.
Wow. The Asian version of Up. That's nice. I think
It's a
it's
nothing
proven
but a weather balloon.
Baroon.
No
Front
worries.
array.
No
Front
worries.
array. Front. You see? Front array. Fro array. So I think it is a real life Up. Now we're just gonna have to see a real life Inside Out. I volunteer to. I see now my Facebook feed just went down.
Hmm.
That's crazy. So we'll see if this actually works today, guys. It's kind of crazy that it just stopped. That's messed up.
I don't know. Do you guys really believe that that thing came from China, though?
No, I don't.
Yeah, I don't either.
I don't believe that for a minute. I believe that was a U.S. drone thing flying over, and they were doing stuff to mess with people and make them think that. Um, I believe it was self sabotage over the air. There was no missile fired at it either. I don't believe that either. And I also believe it was doing something other than recording. I think it was populating the air with something. Of course, I
Oh
can't say
yes,
that. You know,
I'm right there with you, man. I honestly believe that that was them trying to put some type of weird satellite up, and they got caught. You know, they
And then
got
they blame
caught,
shifted.
and they blame shifted, saying, "Oh, it was China." No, that was you guys trying to launch another satellite, which we've known for years that you guys launch it with balloons and stuff. So you got caught that day.
I want to know if it was a Chinese, how did it make it that far unseen across normal waters?
That's right.
Just come on, people, come on.
You got
Are
the
From
you-
U.S.
Wyoming to North
Navy.
Carolina, right? Is that what
yeah,
the
like, come on now.
You
Come
have the
on.
Navy, you have the Coast Guard, you have our satellites, you have all this stuff monitoring our freaking airspace. And you're telling me that China, and you knew it was China, sent a balloon and it was all the way in the Midwest by the time you guys noticed it? I think it was in the Midwest, right? It was
the
over.
logic, the logic is astounding.
They
Not
think we're
gonna lie.
stupid.
Okay, so let's take a look. Let's take a look. Okay, they said it was it Montana? They said and Wisconsin.
Wyoming,
What
right?
is
It
it?
was somewhere in the
Wyoming, right?
Midwest.
All right, so here we go. Now we know this is the map of the United States, people. I'm trying to make it as simple as possible. All right,
Mhm.
it would have to cross 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 states if it came straight across the center. Then it would have to cross 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 states coming from the upper north and west. And if it came from, I mean, northeast, and if it came from the west across Russia, because you can see everything, you come there, you got to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 states over to get to and no one saw it before. Come on now. Come on.
They think we're stupid.
Come on. It's just floating in the middle of the place where the like cattle country.
Yeah.
To film what? How what steak is made? I mean, come on now.
And what kind of jerry-rig bootleg freaking spy balloon was that?
The
It was a
biggest, most
balloon with just-
obvious thing. Like
with a big satellite just hanging from it. I'm just like, I doubt they would do it like that. I doubt it very much.
I mean, it is government constructed, and it is our tax dollars that are going to it. So
I mean, it was
like,
America that did it, so it was them trying to put
That's-
satellites up.
that's hilarious to me that you have at your tip of your fingers a balloon just floating around, the largest balloon. It was huge. It was a huge balloon floating around.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden it covers 5 states and no one saw it floating across there. Or it was so high of an altitude that it just came and just hovered down over the one spot near the center. Come on now. Come on.
And then they shot it down.
Shut it down after it went out to sea.
Good job, NASA. Good job on messing that one up. We all know you're full of shit.
I'm apologizing now to all Facebook users because what's happening, it's fading in and out and in and out. And I think what I might end up doing is cutting the feed altogether so you're not frustrated, people.
Well, I'm watching it on Facebook right now.
Yeah, it's down for me on Facebook.
No, I'm watching. Well, it's you're right. It's cutting in, but it is streaming right now.
No, they do think we're stupid, Barbara. That's why they do the things they do. It's the same way that clown, the old fart, can get up in front of the State of the Union address and talk about nothing to do with the State of the Union.
Mr. Burns.
Like, come on, man. You
Just
get up
spend
there and
his time
screaming at
blame
people.
shifting to
Name me
Republicans.
one. Name me one. Just name me one. One.
With his, that guy, that one dictator that used to talk like that. You remember him?
Yes, I know which one.
Yeah, that guy. That's how he looked like. He's
More
like,
with the funky mustache.
yes. Brasifo, shichifa, shichifa.
99999.
7654321.
Oh my
Viva la
God.
Argentina.
Freaking Mr. Burns.
You will comply. You will comply.
And we will take assault weapons. And they were all like, no,
But we mustn't make fun of the Germans.
no, you're not getting them.
Oh my word! Like I watched it, but I didn't watch it.
Yeah, I saw
Um,
clips.
I watched part of it, and it was very taxing on my soul to watch that man talk.
Mhm.
And I made this analogy before, but people, I don't know if anyone heard it before, but him saying that he created jobs is equivalent to filling your house with a whole bunch of extra crap, right? And then emptying all that crap and looking around your house and said, man, I got so much room.
Yep.
You didn't make any room, but all the crap you did to create a very horrible situation just got cleared up, and it went back to what it was when you kind of took place before. Is not you creating anything, is you taking your hands off of it.
Mhm.
So something tells
Exactly.
me that if you took your hands off of more stuff, we might actually be better off.
Better off.
Oh
Thank
shit!
you,
It is
Eva.
Marlon's birthday.
you,
It's
Eva.
the 8th.
Mhm.
It's the 8th. I had
Yeah.
the 8th habit.
Ah, baby.
I'm working on my birthday, and it's a long day. It's gonna be a long. I got 3 more shows after this.
I got one. I have one more after this.
And I want to do it, but I don't want to do it.
Yeah, same here.
Taxing. But
I do
but
want to do it because we need to, but I'm like this.
what do you think of the flat tax that the Republicans are trying to promote?
Oh,
I'm
I'm
down.
down with a flat tax.
I'm down.
I've always been down with a flat tax.
I kind of like the idea.
Mm-hmm.
You get rid of the income, get rid of all of it, and just give me a flat tax and be done with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. That's right. You
And
get rid of
I
the
would be-
property.
Yep.
You get rid of the income. You get rid of the sale. You get rid of all that. You just pay a flat tax as a citizen, and it's
It
based
won't.
off.
It
your
won't
income.
happen because he already said like he's going to veto everything. So
Yeah, he's
Of course.
he's a freaking idiot. But I don't know. If Republicans keep pushing, he can veto it all he wants. In about another year and a half, he ain't gonna be able to veto nothing.
A flat tax is just one universal number that you pay, kind of like your tabs.
Based off your income.
Okay, just one flat, bam, nothing else, no added, no income, no state, none of that, just one tax, and
across
you
the
pay
board.
it and be
Doesn't
done
matter.
across the
Doesn't
board.
matter the pay scale. Doesn't matter the income level. If you
Just one.
even if you make $1 million a year, it's a flat percentage.
Yeah. So let's say they say it's 5% of your income or 10%, whatever.
I'm cool with 10%.
Now I'm cool with 10%. Let me keep more of my money.
Yeah.
So you got to imagine somebody who makes a gazillion dollars a year that's paying 10% of their income. They're paying a lot of freaking money.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Us thousandaires that are paying 10%. Yeah, I mean, we may not be close to what they're paying, but we're still putting it into the system. So I believe in a flat tax because it makes it fair across the board.
Yep.
You take away the income tax, or at least, okay, I would modify the income tax because that's pretty much what you're going to be doing anyway if they do a flat tax.
Mm-hmm.
So you just modify that and you get rid of everything else. I don't want to pay for my land after I've purchased it. I don't want to pay on my house after I've purchased it. I don't want it to pay on anything else that I own after I purchase it. It's mine.
Car.
It's mine. I don't need to be paying extra. Like, why am I paying land and house tax on something I bought both of them together with? Can someone explain that to me? If I bought a house, I have to pay taxes on the home and on the land in order to keep it. And if I miss one of them, both are gone. That makes no sense to me.
That's right.
I've never understood that.
It's theft, man.
What's that say? I'm originally from Oklahoma. Their income tax is ridiculous. No state income tax in Texas. So much better. Lots of reasons. Hey, look, and if we can get all the states to comply to it, I think we'll be better off. I don't think it'll happen.
Not only that, but I'm also aware that Texas may not have a state income tax. They do have a land tax or a property or a property tax. I think it was.
Oh
right?
yeah, I pay a huge property tax, man. Property tax is ridiculous here.
So what is that about? Like you don't pay an income tax, but that property tax makes up for it. It seems like.
Yeah. So my property tax, so my mortgage without taxes is about $1,100 a month. With taxes, I'm paying $1,946 a month.
$19.46. That's amazing.
$1,946. So my taxes, my property before taxes, if I didn't have to pay taxes, it'd be $1,100 a month. With taxes, I pay $1,946, almost $2,000 a month.
An $800 tax just for your
every month.
Wow.
Jeez.
But the state is in great state, people. We're in great shape. He said he saved $1.7 trillion on the deficit. I think people forget that he added that too before he took it back.
Didn't we send 14 trillion to?
No, that don't matter. That Ukraine money doesn't count towards the cap. Okay.
Oh, that's right. That was
that's dead money.
Which Biden was that though?
Yes,
I think it was the first generation one, wasn't it?
Oh, I don't know which one it was.
It was the first White House generation model. This one still had a little bit of earlobe left.
Oh, yeah.
The second indentation of it had a different, no earlobe at all. And he had like his face pulled back like Fire Marshal Bill. And now this indentation of it is a completely different one altogether. Now he has like super squinty eyes.
Yeah, you saw his eyes? They're like... I think he's a cyborg or something. He might be a robot. I don't even know if that's a human being.
I think at some... I'm going to send you something in the private chat here and see if one of you can pull it. Mike, are you on a computer?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to send you something. I'd like you to put it up here for me, because if I put it on mine, it'll lag like a crazy man. Trying to find this particular one he did just recently.
Oh yeah, no. Biden is known for plagiarizing speeches and whatnot. Was there anything of that nature going on? This
what?
last State of the Union, Biden is really known for plagiarizing some of
Oh,
his
definitely. He
speeches.
does that all the time. Yeah.
Right. So
I
was
wouldn't
it?
be
Did this
surprised.
happen?
I don't know. I couldn't tell if he actually knew what he was reading or if he was. He had at one point we stopped reading it altogether, and he just went off script. And then you saw Kamala saying, "Why are you?" You see her rolling her eyes, and she was muttering stuff to herself because he was going off script. Like it was funny to watch them.
Nah,
So
I
you see in
got
the
to that.
private chat there, Mike, if you can click on that and play that for us. Let me know when it's ready.
It's ready.
Is that a
What
commercial?
would happen when the
Hang on.
police arrive? Failing to understand these 6 things could
Skip
be the
ads.
difference
Skip
between
ads. Come on,
freedom
press skip
and a
ads.
lifetime
All
behind
right.
Press the
bars.
skip ads. Come on,
That's
press the
not what
skip
I would
ads.
want
You
for
got it.
Skip ads. Come on, expand it. Expand it. Come on.
Here's
Okay.
the real State of the Union. Over the past 2 years under Biden, millions and millions of illegal aliens from 160 different countries have stormed across our southern border. Drug cartels are now raking in billions of dollars from smuggling poison to kill our people and to kill our children.
Mm.
Savage killers, rapists, and violent criminals are being released from jail to continue their crime wave. And under Biden, the murder rate has reached the highest in the history of our country. Biden and the radical Democrats have wasted trillions of dollars and caused the worst inflation in half a century. Real wages are down 21 months in a row. Gas prices have soared and are now going up much higher than even before. And the typical American family is paying $2,200 in increased energy and food costs each
Facts.
year. Joe Biden's
true.
weaponized Justice Department, and I'm a victim of it, is persecuting his political opponents. His administration is waging war on free speech. They're trying to indoctrinate and mutilate our children. He's leading us to the brink of World War III. And on top of all of that, he's the most corrupt president in American history, and it's not even close. But the good news is we are going to reverse every single crisis, calamity, and disaster that Joe Biden has created. I am running for president to end the destruction of our country and to complete the unfinished business of making America great again. We will make our country better than ever before, and we will always put America first. Thank you.
Mm.
Now, you see, that would have been all needed. Do you give us a rundown of what's happening, not what you hope for? he, he talked about climate change. He talked about what might happen, what's going to happen, maybe, but you ain't telling us what's going on because you don't want to talk about what's going on. Eggs cost more. My power bill is up.
Mhm.
I live in a place where we use hydropower, right? So it was dog cheap. You're talking about $60 every 2 months for power
Shoo.
where I live, right? Normally, it went up from that to me having to spend almost $300.
Damn.
Whoa.
And this is still high. Okay, that's what I'm telling you. So they can't tell me that Biden's making this better. Okay, water, same thing. And we live off of glacier runoffs. Okay, so it's not we still getting charged a whole lot. So he can't tell me that gas. Okay, let's talk about gas. We're at what, 380 something a gallon on the low end. And I'm telling you now, the gas is not the same power either. It has to be a weaker version because I'm
Diluted?
getting nowhere near the kind of mileage I would get out of my car.
Yeah.
Like it's just not even the same thing. So I think that old man is living in a whole nother realm, a whole nother world. Nothing he says ever makes sense, and nothing he says is ever true. I listened to like 10% of the speech, and I could not listen past that because he wasn't talking about anything logical. This whole statement about how the Republicans wanting to do away with Medicare and Medicaid,
Social Security,
right? Social Security. Meanwhile, he's the one, and the Democrats are the one dipping into those funds to pay Ukraine. Like, come on, people! Like, if you're believing this, you're believing this mess.
Mm-hmm.
The mere fact that he's lying so blatantly, and you've seen the kind of money gone to a different country that could have gone to the United States citizen.
Yep.
We're talking about $200 billion. just 200 billion, and you take that money and put it towards the so-called deficit, or better yet, you give it back to me because it ain't yours to hand out willy-nilly.
Mm-hmm. I didn't sign up for that.
I mean, $200 billion. How much money is that per American citizen, taxpayer?
To get to them, what, 200 billion?
Yeah, they took that money and said, we're going to give it back to the American citizen.
I think we'd get a couple thousand.
That's a couple million.
No, a couple thousand. It's 320 million of us, you know.
So that's how many billion?
So let's see here. 200. We said 200 billion, right?
Yeah. And there's 300 million. I'm talking about taxpayers. I'm not talking about little infants. I'm not talking about non-taxpayers. I'm talking about the tax-paying Americans.
$625, bro.
Each?
Everybody.
That's it?
Mm-hmm. That's it.
Some bullshit.
Hey, but it's
not
still
a lot of money.
$625 of my money.
It's still my money.
Yeah, that's true.
It is.
I mean, they always give us our money back. They give us our money with that stimulus check, and then when you go to file your taxes, they're like, "Oh, you owe us." No, motherfucker, that's my money.
Well, here's what's interesting. Here's what's interesting. I was doing my taxes, and comparatively speaking, from what I got as a tax in my tax returns, from 2020, I got roughly $1,500 back. 2021, I got 1,000. 2022, I'm getting $425 back.
I'm getting nothing. They told me I'm getting nothing.
Yeah, see, the thing is that I heard the IRS is also telling people to hold off on filing your taxes because they're having a hard time paying people their money.
Yeah, because they ain't got none.
Yeah, there's people that haven't got paid from 2022 still, or 2021.
21, yeah.
Still people waiting on their money because I think the IRS is pretty much...
It's a laundering scheme, man. Come on. We knew this for a long time now. The IRS is just a big old launderer.
Yep.
Okay. So let me ask you a question here. Here's how we figured this out. The U.S. government, if we were to calculate the kinds of things that they spend on, there are 300. Let's say, okay, let's make it even. There's only 150 million working Americans in the States. Okay, let's just put a middle of the road number: 150 million workers.
Mm-hmm.
And each worker will lowball it. They say make about $40K a year. So everything will just average it as a $40K a year. And of that $40K, the government gets your take homes around what, 33, 34, somewhere in there, right? So they take about $6K from everybody. From 150 million people, $6K every year. You're telling me that you can't function on that?
Mm-hmm. I did a video about that one time. I'm like, the same thing. You imagine how many Americans are working, and then you figure out the average, the amount that they're paying in taxes yearly. So you're telling me that we're still in debt? We're still have a deficit? No, monthly alone, you're bringing in millions and millions of dollars monthly. Yep. And you're just telling us that we have a deficit? The deficit and the debt are two different issues, but we're in debt.
Here's what I say we do. Here's what
I know.
To who is that you won't know. You won't know. You won't know. I can tell you who they're lining their pockets with, though.
Oh, I mean,
I say this. This is what we do. We don't pay any politician. None of them. None of them get money from anyone. They don't get paid. We'll give you the ability to fundraise, and from that fundraising, you can get paid. And you're only allowed to fundraise for a certain amount of time, and then it shuts off. And then you have to submit all of that to the IRS as your income. But that way, you don't just take your money from everyone. And that way, if you do something stupid, I can say, hey, at least I didn't pay for you to do it that dumb. I'm still keeping my money.
And also, there should be a cap on the amount of money they can receive. I don't know if there is.
I think there should be I think there should be a limit if they're going to do it the way they do it, that you can't invest in anything. I think all your investments close. You get no more access to the stock market or anything tradable You forgo all of that. You don't get a chance to put your hat in. None of your family. If you join any branch, the Senate, Congress, presidential, any of that, you don't get any participation in the investment market. None.
Mm.
You know how
Sounds like a good
quickly
plan.
things will change? You know how fast you'll start making laws to benefit the normal people because you're going to have to be one of them when you get done.
And another thing is that they shouldn't get paid when they're in recess. You know,
None.
if you're
Yeah.
not working, you don't get paid. You know, but they pay them anyway, regardless.
I believe that is true. Yes. I believe that's true.
They don't pay into Social Security either. Holy crap.
A false flag is when they do something and attribute it to someone else, like 9/11.
Mhm.
They said that was terrorist when it was actually the U.S. government. It was
Mhm.
the U.S. government in an effort to make sure that the Patriot Act was passed, and in an effort to close down their vice grips on people of the United States.
Yeah, they tried it with John F. Kennedy.
They did.
When they wanted to create a false flag and blaming it on Cuba because they wanted to go to war with Cuba.
Right, with Cuba. Yep.
And Kennedy was like, no, we're not doing that, pretty much. So that
Mhm.
was one of the reasons they, Kennedy.
There are quite a few programs out there, Operation this, that, and the other. I won't say their names yet. That was obvious. Northwoods, I think, is one of them. Operation
Mhm.
Northwood was one of the big ones that was about Cuba.
Mhm.
Paperclip was another one that was targeted American citizens. There were tons of them, tons and tons and tons of them. 9/11 just happened to be the most egregious towards the American populace ever in the history of the United States. It was one of the biggest inside jobs ever done. And I'm not even looking at the laws that they were trying to pass. I'm looking at the fact that they were willing to lie about another country to wipe them out on behalf of people that never had a problem.
Yeah, and there's a lot of documentaries out there. There's this one called I Pet Goat. I don't know if you guys have seen that, but I Pet Goat is deep and it's on YouTube. I Pet Goat 2. I'm sorry. I Pet Goat 2. Look it up. It's deep and it talks about it's all subliminal stuff. There's no talking in it, but it's all subliminal messages. And it talks about how Bush and Obama are 2 in 1.
It's the same
They're
thing,
just
yeah.
two. Yeah, it's the
The
same
whole
thing. They
family,
talk
the whole-
about the towers. They talk about
Mhm.
the Antichrist. They talk about programming when it comes to TV and everything. There's no talking. It's just all subliminal and it's a cartoon. Check it out. It's called I Pet Goat and it's deep. And you guys
It
won't
says
be
like
disappointed.
iRobot, but with a goat.
Yeah, I Pet Goat 2. So
I
someone
Pet
wrote
Robot
Linda.
Goats.
Linda wrote it down. I Pet Goat 2. Yep.
No, Agent Orange was a that was part of the wasn't that the napalm thingy that they were
Agent Orange was a chemical that they were
They're
using
spraying,
to,
right?
yeah, they were spraying to kind of kill the brush, the underbrush, but it was poisoning a lot of the veterans
the
out there.
cancer and all that
Yeah.
stuff it developed. Yeah.
They were spraying it over because the brush was so bad in Vietnam. They had to find a way to try to knock it down, and they used Agent Orange.
Now, tell me if this is right. This is my conspiracy theory. I haven't heard this anywhere else. Okay, but I think Michael can answer this for me. And if people think we're going off topic, we're not really getting off topic because it's all about the government. I think they did the whole chemical attack on our own U.S. Soldiers in order to find a way to launder through the VA. Because if you have more funds going towards the veterans because of Agent Orange, but hardly any, and correct me if I'm wrong, I don't recall a whole lot of soldiers getting help after being affected by Agent Orange.
That's true.
But they
were
got
kinda
a lot
prone
of
to the same.
funding put towards the VA right after Vietnam. Now, where did that money go? Okay.
Yeah.
And every year they put money into the VA, but every year I keep hearing that no one has been helped. Like it is one of the hardest things to get help with is the VA.
Yeah, nobody know. I mean, that whole Agent Orange thing was they knew what the outcome of spraying that stuff on people would be because of course they had to test it. they knew that this would have some negative effects on a lot of the service members that were fighting in that region. You know what I mean? And they knew that they weren't going to do nothing for them. They would get all this funding because before they even sprayed it, they was like, hey, if it has effects, we need funding for the VA just in case all these people come with this Agent Orange. And they get all this money and they're not even helping them. Some of them are getting help, maybe, but
The
not a lot of
VA, the VA requested $301 billion for 2023.
them.
That was their budget. They wanted to supplement was for $301 billion.
For what?
And I want to know exactly what they do with that money.
I don't even know. I have no idea. I mean, it's no different than, they've always tested on service members. I mean, look at the Tuskegee experiment. Look at Agent Orange. What was that went on during Gulf War syndrome? So you have, the global war on terror. You have anthrax, and you have freaking malaria pills that are just messing people up in the head. So it's just so much, and we're just like pincushions, man.
So he didn't mention any of those people last night. Nothing about the VA, nothing about the military. He says he funded them, and I'm wondering how exactly you funded the military. The only thing I saw you funded was the Ukrainian military. I know you funded them really good. And then you sent our people over to Ukraine when you said that wasn't going to happen. If it did happen, there would be World War III. So I'm guessing that your State of the Union should have said that we are now in World War III. Because that was that. I mean, you said it. So the State of the Union address was just like that balloon. It floated up and then went big nothing. A big nothing. He get up there, lied, talking, bumbling all over himself, screaming at people for no reason, like a
Blaming.
dementia patient. Like, come on, man. I don't know where he's going to end up leading this nation in the next 2 years. I don't even want to think about what kind of crap he's going to try and do. Our only hope is that the Republicans step in and at least make it a lame duck thing.
I don't know, man. There's some Republicans who are really disappointing me, man, right now. Maureen, what's her name? Maureen, whatever. The blonde. We talked about her last.
The one that
MGT?
had the balloon walking in? Marjorie
Yeah,
Taylor
yeah.
Greene?
There's something about her, man, that's a little shady for me. I just there's only a couple of freaking the stunners in there, man, but they can't do a lot, man. You saw it when it came to the nomination for the Speaker of the House. There's not a lot they can do.
Yeah. I'm trying to find that one statement he made. Troops in Ukraine mean World War III. I heard him say it. Y'all remember that?
I didn't see that part. I only watched clips of it.
No, not in this one. Beforehand, when he was saying, Biden said that if he were sending military things, if we ever were to send people over there, bodies on feet on the ground, it would be World War III.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, I do remember him saying that.
Those he actually said. And now, if you look it up and fact check it, he said he never said that.
Of course.
And if he
Because
says he
it
did say
wasn't-
it wasn't in context.
It wasn't him. It was the other Biden that said that.
Was it?
That's why. It was the Biden number 2. What do we got? 3 of them right now? So it had to be like the second one that said that. By this time, the Biden number 3 was like, I never said that. Of course he didn't say it. He's not lying because Biden number 2 said it.
Biden number 2.
Yeah, there's 3 of them.
So
Yeah,
my
I don't
thing
know.
is though, why are there people so stupid to vote and believe people like Biden right now? Because there are idiots out there that are drinking in Biden's State of the Union address.
It's the hate for Trump, man. Period. That's all it's about. It has nothing to do with anything else but the MAGA Republicans, how Biden throws it out there. You MAGA Republicans and MAGA this and MAGA that. Most of us Trump supporters really don't go around boasting about how we support Trump. Yes, they're like, oh, but in your office, yeah, it's in my office. But when I walk outside my house, no one knows who I support.
You black.
You
You
know,
support Democrats.
yeah, I'm a Democrat. That's what they all think.
I sent you another link in the private chat. I need you to click on that.
All right.
But
No,
see-
he's a minority house leader, and he's an idiot. Hakeem
But see-
Jeffries is an idiot.
That's the thing, though. It's like that is a mental disorder to think like that.
Yes.
It's a literal mental disorder. Like Biden saying all this stuff, people believe it because they're anti-Trump. That makes absolutely no logical, coherent sense. But you're the ones saying that Biden will do good for the country.
All right. It's up, Marlon.
No, it's not.
Oh, sorry. I didn't click that.
Told you. I know
There you
stuff.
go.
I'm a smart man.
You ready?
Yeah, go ahead and expand that for us, mister. There you go. Oh, it's so beautiful. Oh, yeah.
Fight the Third World War.
Is that the loudest it got?
Ukraine. Putin's war against Ukraine.
Yeah,
is never gonna
that's.
be a victory.
Hold on.
Democrats are rising to meet the moment, rallying the world.
Yep,
beside
that's
the
it on
peace
the
and
video.
security.
Okay.
We're showing the strength, and we'll never falter. But look, the idea that we're going to send in offensive equipment and have planes and tanks and trains going in with American pilots and American crews, just understand, don't kid yourself, no matter what you all say. That's called World War III. Okay?
That guy's
Okay, there you go. So
fucking
he
idiot.
admits it. He admits it, right? He admits it. He just admitted that if we send what he just said we could send, which he did send, Abram tanks and a whole bunch of troops to have feet on the ground, he said if that happens, it's World War III. So if you're telling me that your concept of World War III is the U.S. participating in the war between Ukraine and Russia and having troops on the ground and tanks on the ground equals World War III, and that's what you did, then by default, I can only assume that we are in World War III.
Mhm.
It just hasn't hit home yet. So
I
what do you
believe
think is
that.
going to happen?
I think it's going to hit home sooner than later. I think even though I don't believe in that whole China balloon thing, it's just the premise of them throwing something out there like that to fear, to cause fear within the American people. You know, so I believe that them doing that balloon thing, now a lot of non-free thinking Americans are thinking, well, if China can get this far in here, what else can they do?
Right.
So if China, they're like, if these people are believing that China can get a freaking hot air balloon all the way in the Midwest of America, what else can they do?
Maybe it came from Canada.
I just
Trudeau's not that smart.
Trudeau loves China.
Yeah, nobody cares about Trudeau. He needs to freaking go
Trudeau's
sit
not
on
that
his
smart.
fist. Yeah, I that's just my way of thinking. It's just they have to cause that fear first.
They
So
don't
if
need to-
something does happen, even though it could be like, you know, a false flag, they can blame it on China.
I don't think they need to taunt Canada. Canada is already theirs.
Yeah.
There
True.
there is no, if you look at what Canada is doing and how Trudeau looks at China, they don't have to coerce Canada. They don't have to threaten Canada. Canada is theirs already.
And
Yeah,
here's something,
That's a sold thing already.
and here's something else you have to think about is that how much land does China own in America?
A lot.
A
More
lot.
than Bill Gates.
So I'm the who's to say that didn't just come from America, like we were saying earlier. I don't
Straight
think
up
it came
from the
all the way from
ground.
China, because if China owns land, it's easy for them to set something up like that on their land and launch it up with China, whatever. I don't know how they knew it's from China, but who knows? But think about that also.
It doesn't
really put
make
it
sense that it
perfect.
came from China. That's all I'm telling you. I don't think
Mm-mm.
under no circumstance would that have floated, come across American airspace without the military knowing. I don't care how high in altitude it came across.
That's right.
the military would know if something broke the treaty and entered American airspace.
That's right.
Okay, and even if it did come from the direction that China's in, it's crossing the direction of where what is the president is.
Mm-hmm. And
What
how
is the
many
range?
allies?
What's
How
the
many
range?
allies did they have to cross?
A lot.
A lot of allies, because working with allies, they'd have been like, "Whoa, what is this balloon up here? Hey, America, there's something strange in the sky." And Americans, our forces are all over the place, man. You know what I mean? I mean, let's look up how many allies they had to cross. They had to cross. I mean, depending on where it came from.
Well, if it's coming from China, I mean, you gotta. If it's going from Pacific to across Pacific, you still got South Korea, Japan, Guam.
Thailand.
Well, it depends on where it crosses.
Yeah. Guam, Hawaii. Well,
Okay, right now, just crossing the area that would have to along the eastern seaboard. You're looking at
Oh, jeez.
somewhere in the region of 6 different restricted airspace zones just on that side. And we're not talking about 5 or 6 miles. We're talking about square miles around, up, down, out, all of it, right? And you're talking somewhere in the region of 70 to 80 miles easily on each, and they overlap. And you're going to tell me you just came in floating across, look how funny I am, and you just come across and float past all of that. No one saw you, and then all of a sudden, there you are over.
I'm over Wisconsin.
Like, come on, people.
Ching chong, ching ching chong.
Don't mind
shit,
us.
That's in China. That's Chinese. Get out of here, dude.
Don't mind me. We just floating around, floating home. Just go right
I'm
there.
so Rory. I'm so Rory.
There is a whole lot of disconnect in your brain you have to believe that came from Chinese airspace to American airspace just to get blown up after it leaves American airspace. Okay, I'm just saying, when I look at it logically, it does not make sense.
It doesn't make any sense.
Doesn't make any sense. I can think one of two things. Like Michael said, it was here already with Chinese nationals, or it wasn't an inside job.
Mm-hmm.
And if it is an inside job, you know how we'll know? Everybody in that area gonna start getting sick.
Oh.
You're gonna see an outbreak of that sea thing in those surrounding states.
And I bet you when it was shot down, they picked that shit up real fast,
real quick,
because it had to get knocked down in the farmland out there. Somebody had to see it. They were like flying in with helicopters. They scooped that thing up because they knew. I wish old Billy Bob would have shot it down. Bam.
All right. So it said it was shot down over the Atlantic. Okay. So the Defense Department Monday revealed the size of the suspected Chinese spy balloon. And they okay, hold on.
You guys, oh my God. These people think we're
stupid. Wait till you see this. Okay. I thought the moon landing crap was bad. I really thought the moon landing crap was bad, but this takes the cake. Okay, Michael, there you go. This one's hilarious. They said the balloon is believed to have been up to 200 feet tall. Okay, 200 feet tall, and a height taller than New York's iconic monument, which measures just over 151 feet from top to base. Now, remember that, okay? Remember that when you see the image that Michael's going to bring up on his webpage. Remember what they said. Okay.
150 feet from top to bottom.
200 feet.
250 feet.
Okay. Now, Michael, scroll down there, please, past the video. 200 feet. Okay. Scroll past that real quick. And look at the picture of the boat, and that's the balloon.
It looks like paper mache.
200
feet. Who is that picking it up?
Apparently, that should be the military.
I don't know what the heck uniform that is. Man.
send the
Looks
Coast
like
Guard out to
Ukraine.
do this? Did they send
I
the
don't even
Coast Guard
know.
out to do this? Come on, people.
That shit don't even
200
look
feet?
right.
200 feet. Now play the
Yeah.
video up above. Play the video up above. This is the dumbest thing ever, man. Hopefully the commercial's done. Let the commercial finish. It's right there. That video, yeah. When it starts to play, just unmute it. So dumb. It's insane to me that people believe this stuff.
The other big story tonight off the South Carolina coast, the Navy is continuing its painstaking
The Navy.
recovery of wreckage from the Chinese spy balloon that was shot down on Saturday. We want to show you these images that were released today. They provide a close-up look at the remnants that were collected on Sunday.
Who believes
Officials
this
saying
shit?
the recovery is going slowly across a dozen separate debris sites. Divers are in the water and explosive ordnance disposal technicians are checking the wreckage for any sign of self-destruct devices. We've learned some of that debris has been sent to an FBI lab in Quantico, Virginia for analysis.
Oh, yay.
The Pentagon saying today Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin actually requested to
That
speak
clown.
with his Chinese military counterpart on Saturday,
That guy's a
but the
piece of
Chinese
shit.
official wouldn't take the call.
I will.
Fucking Lloyd Austin.
Hold on.
That is
hold on,
not
hold on.
200 feet.
Oh, and not only that, the metal's floating too.
Oh yeah, all the metal they picked up, they didn't
Saw
blow
that.
up, you know. Yeah,
It looked like a PVC pipe.
You got explosive experts just dragging stuff into a boat.
Yep, it's just so believable. Good job.
Come on, man.
Good job, propaganda.
Come on.
But you got some
Look.
people actually believing that shit though.
That's the scary part here.
And the thing with Lloyd Austin, let me tell you about Lloyd Austin. Lloyd Austin
Ooh-wee.
was my commanding general when I was a drill sergeant, right? Trash. Trash. We used to call him fucking Joe Hugger. Because he's like, drill sergeants are too mean. Drill sergeants are too hard. Drill sergeants, and we couldn't even be freaking hard anymore. He was always watching and shit. So we called him Joe Hugger Austin. Weak. Trash. I don't know how he got the freaking secretary of the
you know
Army,
how he
whatever.
got it. You know how he got it.
He probably sucked somebody off.
I tell you, I know how he got it.
I can't
Okay,
say
look,
that.
if it really was, it would be top. Thank you,
Mm-hmm.
thank you. You wouldn't be publicizing Chinese drone all
That's
over the
right.
place. Without you even know. Okay, answer me this. Riddle me this, Batman. Why would you instantly suspect Chinese drone when you didn't even know the origins of anything?
Exactly.
Why was that the first thing put out?
How did they know it was from China?
How?
Before, when it was up there in the sky, they were like, oh, that's a Chinese drone. How did they know?
Yeah, that's
They literally think we're stupid. And I'm gonna be honest here. There are some Americans out there that are pretty freaking gullible.
Dumb.
Pretty
The
dumb.
word dumb. Use the word right. They're
Yeah, they're
dumb.
dumb.
I try to be
Some
I'm trying to be
Americans are dumb.
nice. I'm trying to
No,
be freaking.
no, you got people. Okay, but you got people like the Jolly Ginger out there. Dumb.
Yeah.
You got people like Harry. Dumb. Okay, there are dumb people out there, and we can say it. The speaker, the press secretary, she dumb.
Jean-Pierre.
Raggedy
Somebody
Ann
said it.
was dumb too.
It had a Chinese made in Chinese sticker on. Made in
It
China
was-
sticker on.
It's a making in China.
There's a made in China. Like these, look, man, look here. Hey, look, fellow Americans that are out there watching in the freaking ether. Look, don't be dumb. Like, think outside the box. Use your critical thinking skills. Like, the shit don't make sense. Like,
That's
for
the
real.
problem. There is no such thing as critical thinking anymore.
It was probably made in India. I
Well,
can
we're
see it being made
critical
in
thinkers.
Bangladesh.
Right. We're the minority. No pun
Well,
intended.
both points.
Touche. We are the
touche.
minority.
But start using your critical thinking skills, like for real. Like when you see some of this stuff on these mainstream media propaganda stations, you gotta actually sit back and be like, that don't make no damn sense.
None at all.
Like, if it don't make sense, it don't make sense. Don't believe it just because you've seen it on TV.
It
Ask
don't make
yourself
sense.
the question.
If it
Not
don't
only
make
that,
sense,
but-
it can't possibly make dollars. I'll tell you that much.
Well, and not only that, but if you're watching one news source, counter it with another one. That's
Yeah.
how you do your research.
That's another one. Yep.
Or find
So,
all
yeah.
the footage you can.
And if you ain't
Right.
watching it, and if you do this, that means your critical thinking skills are telling you this bullshit.
Spidey sense is going off.
That means whenever I watch that shit, I'm
You
like,
do the dog thing.
I'm like,
You know that what is that dachshund? That dachshund that they have him doing this. Come on,
Yeah.
that's Cap.
I'm like, if you're doing that, that means you're freaking critical thinking.
Gears are
Spidey
starting to
senses
clear.
is-
Yeah, they're starting to
your
turn.
brain is telling you like that's some bull crap.
If your eyes
That-
go even
that
more
don't
Asian
fly.
than mine, you're definitely thinking. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Like
If
you
your-
just know
if
all
your
of a
face
sudden
goes like this,
it's a
Oh.
Chinese balloon. You know it's a Chinese balloon. How? Well, it's kind of yellow. Is that how you choose? That's how you decide? But it looked white to me.
when we pulled
It's
it out
white
the water,
passing. It
smelled
was
like
a white
wonton.
passing
What
Asian
adjacent-
balloon.
what adj-
It was a
what
white
adjacent-
adjacent Chinese balloon.
China's over there laughing at us like these dumb Americans. What the fuck is wrong with
It
these
was a
people?
white adjacent.
They over there laughing
Chinese
at
balloon.
us and shit. Russia's just like,
Russia's like they don't know it was us. We've
They
been
don't know.
all day. Well, we had to cover this simply because it was so dumb, people. It's just so
Yeah.
dumb. And they genuinely
stupid.
believe that they can do that the same way they fooled us with 9/11. They can win. And they've been winning with idiots all the time.
Mhm.
Every false flag that they produce, they tell you that Gaddafi was this. They tell you that Saddam was that.
Mhm.
They lie to you all the time to promote what they want promoted. And no doubt, if something happens that will fit their narrative in a later time, in order to block something from being heard, they'll use this event again. You'll see it come back up again. I'm never worried, Barbara. I'm never worried. I'm concerned on things, but I'm never worried. China ain't getting their balloon back because it's not Chinese. Yeah. Oh, well, it might be Chinese. It broke pretty easily.
Yeah.
It broke like
I
it
mean,
was made in China.
It disintegrated
So,
in midair. I mean,
Yeah,
it's gotta
there is that. I could give if I'm going to give it merit, I'll give it merit that says it broke like it was built in China. So there might be some logic to it.
Okay.
Might be some logic to it.
Or or all the parts were bought from China but constructed in the United States by the government.
There you go. Next time we should just go Mexican. Made in Mexico. Or Vietnamese. Or India.
Construction will be much better than
It might be a little
That's
better.
I mean,
think
if
I
it was
trust
me
that
and
more.
if it was me in charge and I wanted to fool people that was a Chinese balloon, I would have fucking put it up high with a big speaker on it, playing the Chinese freaking anthem. Really made them think it, but that shit did not look like anything Chinese. Man.
But bro, they didn't take that time even with the moon landing stuff.
Oh yeah, the moon landing's fake. If you still
It's all
believe in the
tin
moon landing,
foil. I
don't
mean,
know
it's
what
all
to tell
tin
you.
foil. Okay, so I mean, why take? If you believed it then, that okay, here's my. This is what convinced me. Fine, this is my last thing. This is what convinced me that the moon landing was trash. You ready for this? This is what finally convinced me. I could walk downstairs in my house, and I couldn't make a phone call to somebody upstairs, but you can get clear conversations with people on the moon. Man, shut up. Shut up.
All right, so another thing, since we're on the moon landing, who the fuck filmed them taking off from the surface of the moon?
Right.
Who took that freaking and took off and shit? It was like
Wireless. It was Bluetooth. It was Bluetooth. All Bluetooth.
Are you guys freaking kidding me? You believe this crap? Oh my god!
If I can't make a phone call from my basement, you for sure can't make no call from space. Come on
you
now.
ain't lying.
I
we
can't
can't
even go
even-
up a hill without cell phone signal dropping, and you're talking about 5G.
We sitting there like this.
Yeah,
on
you
the-
said, and all of a sudden you could reach the moon.
yeah.
I want that cell coverage.
It's
Give
a
me that cell
3-day
coverage.
It's a 3-day rocket journey, is what they're saying.
I want that kind of cell coverage on for normal human beings. Give me that.
235,000 miles away, but you can get I can get my phone and zoom in on the moon and see every crater on that bitch and on that thing, and that thing is supposed to be 235,000 miles away.
And you can call it on your phone.
I don't think anything on the planet is 235,000
I
miles
am going
away.
to move to the moon, and that way I can get the best cell coverage every day.
Mm.
Man, I want moon coverage. Give me moon coverage.
Y'all better wake up. Look,
I'm going
I
to come up
keep
with a
telling
brand new cell coverage called moon coverage.
Hey, they got the freaking Starlink. I think I'm gonna buy the Starlink here
Starlink
eventually.
is pretty good though, actually.
But you got it?
No, I have a friend that does.
Yeah, so I'm telling everybody, watch iPad Goat 2 and watch freaking Everything is a Rich Man's Trick. I keep telling you guys, watch Everything is a Rich Man's Trick. Sit down on your day off. It's 3 hours long, but it's worth it.
I'll check it out.
Watch
I
them
tried.
too.
I honestly did try and thought about it. I'd get bored.
Well,
as much as I work, it becomes something that you do. You know, as much as I know I have a lot of shows today, but I think I'd be more bored not doing than I would be upset working. So I just figured I'd do it.
Well, I like history and stuff, so I'm really into that stuff. So for me, it was very entertaining. I was just like,
well, send me the link if you can find it then.
Yeah, everything. Hold on. Everything is a rich man's trick. I don't know how to freaking. I can't post in this chat. I'll send it to the private chat.
So anyway, next week, the official launch is on. Hopefully Facebook gets their crap figured out because that's where we're getting most of our traffic from. And we will probably be tackling some conspiracy theories about the U.S. government next week. I really want to dig into some of the things, some of the operations that they've done. So do your research. We'll probably tackle Northwoods next week.
Ooh, Operation Northwoods.
Operation Northwoods. If you guys haven't heard about it, go look it up. Operation Northwoods. There is a PDF out there from the U.S. government via the Freedom of Information Act that's out there, and it's some crazy stuff. It is crazy stuff if you read it. So we will tackle that. Oh, cool. Thank you, man. I'll click on it here and open it up. So yeah, so next week, you guys, please tune in. Don't miss it. It'll be fun. I guarantee you'll have a good time. And next week we'll have an even bigger room with more people because we'll be launching officially on Fair Media. It'll be fun. New intro and everything will be busting, just coming out the seams. We intend to make this thing go. Okay, because there are too many people out there that give stupid information, and we want to combat that with some intelligence. Yeah. We'll do it. So we'll catch up. See you guys next week on a different time frame. Love you. Mean it. Please like, share, and subscribe.
Hit that like button, y'all.
Next week. Peace.